Everyone needs to hear the story of Constance because it seems like she was wrongfully convicted for unaliving her husband when multiple different experts have suggested that is not the case. Real quick, I would like to personally thank Willie here for providing me with all of this information. She was wrongfully convicted for unaliving her husband in Taylor County, which is the same town portrayed in the 2006 film For One Night about segregated proms. Now she's facing life in prison despite overwhelming evidence that points to her innocence. On September 12, 2017, she came home to a nightmare. She found her husband, Frederick, lying on the staircase with what appeared to be a single wound. Moments earlier, she had received a text message from him saying, "I love you and forgive me if I've ever done you wrong. Don't come home." That text should have created reasonable doubt. But instead of being seen as a grieving wife, she became the target of a deeply flawed investigation. Here are just a few of the many reasons her conviction makes absolutely no sense. The medical examiner originally ruled the unaliving as a homicide, but later admitted under cross-examination that he could not rule out self-inflicted cause. The angle of the wounds would have required the unaliver to be over 8 feet tall, which is impossible. The only DNA on the firearm was Frederick's, and a respected pathologist named Dr. Terry testified that she handled multiple different cases of multi-shot self-inflicted wounds each year and provided evidence showing proof of this. Also, the warrant was inconsistent. It claimed that there were 4 wounds to the chest when in fact the wounds were in multiple different areas consistent with a self-inflicted pattern. But it gets even worse. The trial itself was extremely unfair and biased. Multiple jurors fell asleep during the testimony. One of them even slept through entire portions of the trial, and the judge allowed it. Also, black jurors were disproportionately excluded from the jury pool entirely. One of the jurors admitted before the trial even started that she had already made up her mind and that Constance was guilty. The judge later blocked witnesses who tried to testify about this misconduct, but despite all of this, she was still convicted. This is a major issue in the United States. As you can tell, black people are 7 times more likely than white people to be falsely accused of serious crimes. They're 7.5 times more likely to be falsely accused of unaliving and 19 times more likely to be falsely accused of these types of crimes. The system failed Constance at every level imaginable, and the overwhelming evidence points to her being innocent.